Today we have 15 songs, and as I said prior, wait a minute. We are receiving a phone call. Hello, you're on the air with Colin and Parker.
Hi, I understand that I was supposed to provide a review for a new album that has dropped on the market.
Yes, we would love a report from our street reporter, Maggie. What are the streets saying about this newest Noah Khan album?
The streets are saying they are happy, but they are equally as sad, as this writer writes some of the saddest shit I've ever heard in my lifetime. He is quoted in one lyric saying, "You're just an asshole," or in another song, it's, "If I see one more Cybertruck, I'm just going to hit the gas."
Hell yeah, that's a great
lyric. It is top tier. It is exactly what the fans were asking for. It is 17 songs long,
Whoa,
just over an hour long, and it is all I'm going to be listening to this summer.
wow, incredible! That's a long album.
Yeah, it's great.
Does he typically write longer albums? Is that like kind of a trademark, if you will, I guess, of him, or is that kind of a newer thing?
I think this is technically his fourth studio album. And I think historically speaking, the thing is he released Sixth Season 3 different times.
Oh, like deluxe versions kind of thing, or?
Well, I mean, the names of the albums are Sixth Season Will All Be Here Forever, and then Sixth Season Forever. So do with that what you will.
Okay.
And the Sixth Season Forever is like,
oh my God, 30 songs. I just looked it up.
But it's like the same songs re-recorded with really popular artists such as Post Malone or Casey Musgraves or Hozier. So it's phenomenal. No notes.
So yeah. Then two last questions, then I will let you have your Friday evening. Sorry, actually, I have three questions. I'm so sorry. The first one is just, how are you?
I'm good. I am definitely not working right now, for sure.
Oh no, Maggie, it's Friday night. Why are you still working?
Because it's so fucking busy and I'm tired.
I'm tired. I'm tired of this, Grandpa. That's too damn bad.
It sucks. So yeah, there's that.
Okay. The why are you still working was not one of the questions. That was a secondary question that came from your answer. The second question is based on his historically speaking, his 4 albums. Where do you rank this one?
Oh, I mean, it has to be number 2 for me right now, only because Sixth Season is so good. I think I need to listen to this more to really fall in love with it, but it has potential to be number 1.
Okay.
For me. Yeah.
And then also in like a ranking type of status, what would the like grade be, right? Like out of 10, is it a 10 out of 10? Is it a 9.7? What are our numbers looking like?
It's a 10 for me, dog.
No skips?
No skips.
That's impressive, especially with 17 songs.
I really don't have one that I dislike. And it's such like, and hopefully, some of my Northeastern residents in chat will understand. It has like summer in New England vibes. So like the very first song starts out with like bug noises at night. It's amazing.
That is nice.
And it's just like exactly what my soul needs, I think. So yeah, it's a 10.
Well, thank you so much. This is actually one more final question, which is kind of just based off of all of this information. Just to sort of, I guess, give like almost like a recommendation, as they say. If you were to say like, hey, someone's like, I've never tried Noah Khan, what is like the one song from this album that you're like, just give this one a try and just sort of see, just to dip your toes in? What's the song to get someone like hooked on this one?
That's tough. Hold on. I'm looking at
No problem. Take your time.
the and like I don't know them all super well yet.
Uh-huh.
I would say Downfall.
Okay.
Do I get one?
Yeah, I mean, would you like to?
No, I'll stand by that statement.
Okay. Okay. So that one, maybe that one is for Fish, because Fish did just say maybe I'll give it a listen. So Fish, maybe start with that one. At Maggie's recommendation. Also, I wanted you to hear when we were doing the "I'm tired of this, Grandpa." Right? Alex did say in quotes, "I'm tired of this, shareholders." I just felt like you'd appreciate that one. Well,
are you going to listen to any in your top whatever? What were you doing? 15 today or something?
It won't be in this one because I already have this set list ready, but I will definitely make sure we will add a special segment maybe next week to the show. And I'll tell you what, actually, if you give us your top 5 from the album, we'll listen to the top 5 that you give us, and we'll see how we put those 5 in what order we would put those.
Okay. I'll take it.
Okay. Thank you for your coverage of this developing story, Maggie.
Thank you for tuning in. Back to you, Colin.
Back to you at the studio. All right. Have a good weekend. Love you. Bye. Oh, I think she got all that. She hung up as I said bye, so I'm hoping. Listen, at the end of the day, she knows that we all are big fans. Okay. And now it is time for the regularly scheduled program. And it is time to jump in to some all new punk. Welcome in, everybody. I hope you are ready. I hope you are on the edge of your seat. This is track number 1, and this one's going to be interesting because last week we listened to a few tracks on WBRP, which were fan-submitted songs. And in that, we had a song that came from a band called Games We Play. Fish sent that one in. Well, Fish, I've got great news. They have a brand new song, and it is on today's playlist. And this is something called The Worst Thing I've Ever Done. Also, yes, hi to YouTube. And now, here's the song.
One day away from the tour in Europe, opening for your favorite band, you were excited, asked if I had the time to, but I said no before I knew what you would ask me for. But you just wanted dinner, the room was silent, so we said goodnight, doing fine right until the day an English woman to my side said, Emmett, are you okay? This might be the worst thing I have ever done. He has ever done. Wednesday, if you hear me, I was in the wrong. He was in the wrong.
Okay, so just kind of immediately off rip, I agree. I do like the vibe. There's something very funny because I feel like this was our sentiment during WBRP. This is very much like musical theater instrumentation and writing. The very sort of choppy piano. This is like very new contemporary, like musical, like here's the main character out on the stage doing his little moment. Also, the way that like the bass is like kind of just so high up and just like boom, 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 matching the piano. But it also still has like the mid 2000s pop punk like vowels and like word formation, ow, and like e, like it's there's a lot of bite in there, very bright and very narrow kind of pushing forward voice stuff. Like not quite Tom DeLonge, right? But like we're kind of in that California, kind of scoop and like a pinch, if you will. Scoop and pinch. I don't know if that's anything.
This is not bad, we are changing. I was lying to my face. This is how we will get better. We both go our separate ways. I'll get a girlfriend that I just met, 'cause we don't communicate. And think I'm right until I realize what I love so far away. This might be the worst thing I have ever done.
Pretty decent falsetto.
Wednesday, if you hear me, I was in the wrong. He was in the wrong.
This is interesting because like there's a very fascinating thing here, which is that like we've commented, in fact, last week as well, about how some former or earlier tracks from this same artist that we have actually not heard on the show, but that I have heard offline or off air, have more of a like punk vibe. And I think because of that, he has been categorized as a, like a pop punk, like radio punk artist, kind of closer to like radio alternative, which always gets lumped in the same kind of playlist, right? Because a lot of the times they don't have specific genre places, kind of the same way that sometimes metal music ends up in the all new punk playlist as well, right? So it's interesting because this to me is not necessarily very punk. However, I am still very much a big fan of the sound and like the tone and everything that's going on. Maybe also as a former musical theater kid, maybe that's where it's also coming from for me. But it's a good tune. So if you've got a number, now is the time to drop them in the chat. Let us know how we're feeling, because we got to put it somewhere. Like, I don't want to sway anyone's thoughts, so I don't really want to necessarily jump the gun on like my stance on it. For me, I'm almost leaning towards like a 2. Yeah, see, that was like perfect timing, Alex. You're going to see that your message pops up on the screen just as I say that. Perfect. Same wavelength there. So an optimistic 2. I like that a lot. And that also, I think, matches with Taryn saying that she enjoys games we play. I hope your rivalsing is going well. I'm assuming you're playing with other people, so let everyone know that we say hi. Excuse me. Let's see here. We do have a next track then. If there's no other objections, you're not playing with other people. Ooh, whoa, solo dolo playing. Up next then, if there's no objections to the number 2 spot, we'll let it sit. We'll let it play. Whoa, games we play. Food for thought. This one is called You Hate Me by Koyo. And this is the kind of thing that I say all the time in general in Jen's chat. Because I'm like, oh, listen, I'm assuming everyone hates me at all times. And Taryn yells at me. So maybe this will be a number 1 because maybe it'll be relatable. Let's find out. Koyo, take it away.
But now it's so long over and down.
I do agree. There's a push and pull, both in dynamics and also where the emphasis is on certain beats too. Because the amount of times that I start to like bop my head to one thing and then it switches the pattern a little bit, and then I'm like, oh, I'm off. It's very cool. I think it's cool when things have some kind of like maneuverability, right? The other thing too is like you'll notice in that first little bit, like I was kind of like, oh, whoa, kind of like, what am I hearing in a way? And it's because like there's something that obviously works, right, within this sound, but it's also like combining a bunch of different elements that like I think I have probably, not I think, I definitely have heard fit together before. Sometimes like in certain combinations, but not necessarily all of them at the same time. There is a little bit of like a Wonder Years type of vibe in a way here. And oh man, like there's so many like 2010s bands that I'm kind of getting a vibe of here. But without the vocals being the shout, right, of the 2010s. There's enough like grumble in a way, some of that kind of like darker, deeper tone in there. But it's nice. Like it works very well. Again, I think that's part of where it's not quite as bright in terms of tone as the Wonder Years vocally, but like the guitars have that deep chunga chunga in it. I'm with it. I'm with it. I'm a big fan also of songs that don't end on the one. A lot of the songs that end on like a 4 or a 5 even, it's rare to end on like the minor 6 or like minor 3 kind of thing. But like, not ending directly on like your root kind of gives you this like feeling of it resolves, but not in the way that you're expecting, so it feels like still a little undone, just like by a hair. And you're like, ooh, I feel like kind of gives you a little bit of, not necessarily anticipation, but it kind of still leaves you, I think in a way it makes you, wanting more, right? Resolve my cadence, please. So this is tough because the problem is we did say immediately an optimistic 2. And I can't tell if I like that just a little bit less or just a little bit more than the last track. I almost feel like if I'd had another song in between them, I would have been able to, prioritize in a way. This is a tough one. I feel like I can see and reason a 3 and see and reason a 1. It just doesn't feel 4, definitely not 5. I mean, my goodness. So where are we thinking, Alex? Where are we thinking, Taryn? I know that you're rivalsing, but Small saying 1. Okay, I do see this as well. Wouldn't be a 1, but I'd like to give other songs a chance. You know what? I respect that because again, we're trying to get it, we're trying to nail it in 1. And if it's like I can see it being here, I can see it being there, that's arguable that it could still be correct no matter what. So, why don't we throw this in the 3, a respectable 3. Again, the 3 and 4 spot sometimes are still not bad spots to be in. When all the songs are great, or if 4 out of 5 are great, then it kind of doesn't matter really sometimes where the songs end up because they're the 3 spot. Yeah, that's the one, the 3. Next up is a Dead Pioneers and the Interrupters collaboration. and a hiccup. This is Never Alone.
I'm 15. It's easy to fall into despair. I feel different. I feel alone. I'm searching for
Real quick, immediately off rip. Had a really solid start there. I wish that the bass had more presence. Like, I can tell it's punchy, it's in there, but it's not enough depth to cut through. It's a little too tinny.
Does it take long to find people who will stay? A chosen family to hold me up. Your house, your turntable, I say turn it up. A life-saving scene, a life-saving sound. This is a moment we found our sacred ground, where each of us is bound. And I'm glad you're here, right beside. We sweat together, we give it meaning. Do you know what this means? The obligation it provides. We don't let go, we keep each other alive. I had to leave my home to find my home. A bond that's strong like flesh and bone. A family I could call my own. We'll never stand alone. We're gonna fight as one through thick and thin. And good times and it's suffering. A family I could call my own. We'll never stand alone. You realize what we found? Not just sacred ground, a community to celebrate each other, a sibling, a sister, a brother, protect each other, hold each other up. You'll find it overflowing your cup. I'll fight for you. We'll never be alone.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, in a way, it almost feels like it's aiming to be like a Talking Heads sort of situation. And I don't know, there's a part of this that just doesn't really add up for me. Because, like, I do like Dead Pioneers. I think the Interrupters, you know, are, I don't know, just kind of exciting in a way. There's so many elements of this that, without the spoken word, are really fun. And, like, I like the way they work together as these two groups coming together kind of thing. But the spoken word is just a little too... And now William Shatner will read the lyrics to Rocket Man. You know what I mean? So yeah, I do agree. Let's put that in the 4 spot. That was a very quick and easy decision for all of us here. So that means that we only have the 5 and the 1 spot open. So is it going to go immediately, or are we going to hold out for hope at the very end? Can we put on Carl Sagan's Meat Planet? Unfortunately, I don't think that's a new song today. So, Hallelujah Money did the sing v spoken better. I don't know if I know what Hallelujah Money is. I don't think I'm familiar with this one. All right, this next one is the song Crimson by the band Belvedere. Go. It makes me think of Offspring, like immediately. There's so much there that makes me think of like Americana, a little Rancid, a little Offspring, like maybe like late 90s kind of sound. You know what I mean? Maybe slightly early 2000s, but leaning more on like the 90s side of some of this stuff.
It's a matter of taste, a measurement of space. So strike a no pause. The brick rolled down to ours. And shrine teams from the start. Without courage, brains or heart. You think you lost your mind. In the past we're deaf and blind. We're all there with you, friend. Together to the end. We're lost in these echoes all around. When your sanity dissolves and comes unwound.
Doing the 3 back in the 4, you know. Huh. Very like scratchy yet punchy bass. I do, again, like there's a lot of Offspring. There's a little bit of Sum 41 in there as well. The 1 2 3 1 2 3 or the 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 kind of thing. Butchered that a little bit, but that little yeah. Oh, again, doesn't end on the 1. Really, like, doesn't resolve at all. In fact, it goes very opposite. Okay. Hey, Belvedere, good job. And also, funny that we mentioned that it's kind of similar to Offspring, because the title on the on here for the Belvedere does kind of remind me a little bit of Crazy Taxi. That means that for this particular set list, track number 5 is Get To It by Quicksand. So here we go. I will say something that is very interesting is all but one song so far on this entire set list has had very mid and treble heavy bass tracks. This one doesn't shy away as much as some of the other tracks did, but this is, yeah, not my favorite out of what I've heard from them, but it's a solid entry in their discography. I would agree with that. Also, thank you for the alert, JJ. Oh, I thought it was the end. Okay. I got psyched out. Another psych out. Wow. They just keep going for someone who says time is running out. Yeah, it's a pretty good one. Unfortunately, it's very funny. I don't want to say that's funny. I want to be like, no. But it's good. You got him. You got him. You really razzed him with that one. Okay, so this is where we ended up. This is where the set list is right now. Hang on. Let me hit the download button real quick. Unfortunately, I'm not... Uh-oh. Hello? How did we get this off with the button? Hello? There we go. Unfortunately, I do think that we didn't nail it in one. I know. I mean, I don't know. You can tell me what you think. Like, for example, I think that at the very least, those two are flip-flop for me. There was a lot of cool stuff in that last track. I could argue that it could be in a 3. Can I hear the first 5 seconds of the top 3? Yes, of the top 3. So this is track 1 currently. Okay. Then here is track 2. And then here is track 3. That's only the first 5 seconds. I don't know how much that helps you. I'm also so used to that kind of request coming from like Alex and not Fish. That threw me for a loop there for a moment. Just in case, here's the first 5 seconds of track number 4. And then here is the first 5 seconds of track number 5. My bits are evergreen. No problem. So I think that that's kind of where I'm at with this. Why does this keep... Oh, no, that did line up. Okay, there we go. Okay, so that is number 1. That is set list number 1. Unfortunately, we didn't nail it in 1, but that's okay. Maybe we can nail it in 1 on the next one. If your bits stay evergreen for more than 4 hours, please seek professional help. Okay, for set list number 2. This first song is called Pretty Ugly, and it's by the XCERTS. I believe, based on information that I just had to go look it up, I think this is a male. It says McLeod. It's a Scottish band. I don't know if that helps any bit. I simply don't know. Interesting. I don't know if that gives you anything. Yeah, the megaphone stuff is, it's really kind of not necessarily overdone, but it's very, the amount of it that they're using is very thick, very heavy. Fish says 4. The thing is, like, there's some stuff in here that also kind of makes me think of, like, something like the Foo Fighters. You know what I mean? At times, even. But, like, there's also, like, an overusage of megaphone. There's, like, a little bit of, like, a strokes, but then also, like, a, I don't know, not exactly screamo, but, like, you're kind of getting close to that. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot going on with that song. I think that's a 4, but I also think that it's like a respectable 4. You know what I mean? Like, this is not a 4 that I think anyone should be ashamed of. You know? Like, it's to me, I'm having faith that the top 4 will all be really good. Because in my opinion, the top 4 of the last one were all good. In fact, I'll probably put the top 4 from the last playlist into the overarching playlist. At the very least, the first 3. I guess the argument could be still out on whether or not people want the 4th one in. We can reconvene at the end of the show. But it's culturally a 4, only goes to the Forge. Only goes to the Forge around the holidays. What is the Forge? Is that like the church for 4s? Like, okay, that's what I thought. Okay. And also with you. Here is Balloon Man Running by Public Opinion. I have not heard this, but what I will tell you is that for the past 4 days, Spotify has been giving me advertisements every time I open the app being like, hey, just so you're aware, this album is dropping on Friday. We really think you're going to like it. I've never heard this band in my life. And like they have been pushing this to me specifically. So when this was in the all new punk playlist, I was like, well, I guess we got to put it in there because they want me to hear it so bad. So here is Balloon Man Running. So there's something interesting here too, which is that like, there's like a little bit of like, you know, early 2000s pop punk, but then there's also just like a little bit of a like 2004 through 2008 Smash Mouth sound. So like some of the stuff that they put out after Fush You Mang and Astro Lounge. So like anything from like whatever the Orange and Yellow album was called, I can't remember what that is, and Get With the Picture, whatever the 5th album was. It's kind of in that sound as well. But I do also dig the guitar tones on this too. One of the things that's very fascinating about this show is that sometimes, you can immediately think of, oh, it's kind of giving this, right? And then other times you're like, oh, like it's on the tip of my tongue what this reminds me of. And like you just can't quite get to that factor. But like there's a couple things that are kind of popping into my mind. And I know at some point, in like an hour, a song is going to pop into my head and it won't be this one. I'll go, why am I thinking about that song? And it's going to be because this has subconsciously awoken something within me. This better not wake me up, something inside me, or whatever the line is. Okay. Good job, public opinion. Maybe Spotify was right to keep saying, hey, get ready for the album. And up next is a song that this is how my Twitch chat treats me. This is a band called Piebald. That's not how you guys treat me. But the way you guys treat me is, this thing is old. The vocals aren't quite as strong as I was hoping, but there's like a little element of like Planet Smashers and interestingly, the Bouncing Souls. I'm getting kind of some mixed vibes of those two bands, which are still pretty different, but very interesting to me that those are the two bands that this is really giving me a vibe of. This definitely, if there was a movie soundtrack for like a summer movie and they're like, here's the montage of part of the road trip, this song would definitely play. I agree. I just want to point out the very nice and very subtle, for one moment, instead of resolving down to the 3, they resolved down to like the minor 3 for a moment. You know? Balili not auto-tuning? Badly not auto-tuning? What is Balili? No, I think because the chord also... I think the chord also did. We can go back and listen, but... because he did it twice in a row. Drums are kind of nice. Like, I do really like this, actually. More? No. Okay. I got it right on the first one, but the second one I did not. Okay, real quick. I want to go back. I think it's somewhere around here. I want to find that one part that we were talking about. Let's see if I can find it real quick. It's right here, I think.
We weren't made for these times weren't made for us. Beating past through the woods, pondering dead intentions, yeah. Real creatures feel creatures.
That's not the one.
Can always teach us, yeah.
I didn't go back far enough.
We have obligations.
There it is. There it is.
Epic tales for the rages. The hardest person responds to the softest voice. We have obligations.
So like going to like na 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 na, right? So like going into like a minor, I don't know. Hey, wait a minute. I just saw Taryn's comment. Hey now. Hey now. That was mean. But also, you're right. I'm gonna play one more time real quick, just for Alex.
The hardest person responds to the softest voice. We have obligations to future generations.
I fully accept the power of the flat six. Exactly. It's exactly what I was thinking. The flat six in that chord there. Going for it. Yeah, I don't think he's necessarily perfectly in tune himself either. So that probably also doesn't add help on that part. But yeah, I forgot to look at what the artwork was for this song. It is the one that looks like this. You know what? I'm gonna accept it too. That means that once again, we have 5 and 1. So I was saying that it's interesting that there was a little bit of a vibe of the Bouncing Souls in there, because up next is the newest single called The Light from the newly announced studio album from the Bouncing Souls. I do agree. This is a gut check one for me. I do really like the Bouncing Souls. Not necessarily every album is 100% for me, but they do have just a lot of good, solid entries. This is, like I mentioned, coming soon, sometime this year. I don't know exactly when. It's not. I don't think it's been fully announced as to when it drops, because there's no countdown available yet. But this is the first single from their newest album that will come out this year. It'll be their 13th album since 1994. So in the course of 32 years, they've made 13 albums. It's pretty good. Pretty good amount of turnout, I would argue. All right, Bouncing Souls. They still got it. In my opinion. Okay, that means that track number 5, we're going to have to see how this goes. Because the artwork is a little bonkers looking. And the name of this band makes me really ask some questions, I think. This is a song and a single rather called "Is the New Album Out Yet?" by a band called Otoboke Beaver. I'm so sorry if I butchered that, but here it is. It's not something that I'm broken, but like, it's just, the thing is, when I hit play, I saw that it was 1:32. There was nowhere to really comment on this. I feel like I heard like 7 different songs in 1.5 minutes, which felt like I was like basically racing the entire time. In a way, it was like 3 different songs. Then there was like a reprise of the opening track. And then again, 2 more songs. And I was like, okay, what? Like, I'm okay with it being at number 5, but it's like a thing where it's like, I enjoy this entire set list. It's just so out there, but like, I wouldn't be opposed to putting it in the final track listing. You know what I mean? Like, that one was just so, what a little ride that was. Hang on. I want to say it's around the 25-second mark. There's something, hang on. I want to hear this little section, probably about 15 seconds. Hang on. Yeah, it's this part. That's what I mean, right? That's three different things right there. They go to like jazzy, then it picks up a little bit, and then all of a sudden, beep-ball, 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 beep-ball. It's like, what is happening, dude? Wow. What an action-packed song. Crazy. I don't know, folks. I kind of personally, kind of think we nailed that one in one. I think we did nail that one in one. So that feels pretty good. To answer your question, Alex, we are on to the last set list of 5. So we're closing out here fairly soon. And I'll tell you what, why don't we just immediately jump into it with the song Recurring by Crash of Rhinos, a band I have never heard of. There's a lot of brand new to the show and to me bands this week, which is one of the main things that like I love about this show so much. Like I am so stoked to hear a brand new thing once again for like the 7th time tonight, basically. I don't think this was done with a click track. Hello, Minnie. Minnie, I'm going to have to go back and play you a song in a little bit. There's something that you got to hear, I think. But yeah, this song is definitely not done with a click track because it's a couple times not landing together, which is very odd to me. Okay, this is something that's interesting. I'm picking something out here. Either there is something that they doubled. I'm going to pitch something to you, and I want you to listen closely here. Either they did like a double tracking and didn't line up necessarily perfectly, or just like went for something totally crazy. But I feel fairly confident that there are 2 separate bass tracks in this song. It's not doing it now. I think I'm right. I will say, I do agree with Emily. It does almost sound like they did the vocals by putting one microphone in the center of like a circle, and they all just sort of took turns yelling into it, basically. And so it was like never facing any one of them individually at any time. Because it sounds like 3 or 4 different people singing throughout this whole thing. You're not going to sing again. Hang on. I'm going to pull it back real quick. I hear here and here. Now here. I only heard the one person that's like over here. Once. Sing. There's a guy like in the back. That's probably the drummer. Hang on. I'm going to pull this back just 2 seconds. This one's like kind of in the back of everything. I'm fairly confident this is a drummer. Hang on. You can tell that he's like shouting over everyone else and what he's doing. You know what I mean? That's so funny. Okay. Let's decide on a number for this song. And then I'm going to real quick backtrack and show Minnie something. YouTube, I apologize. You're going to hear something a little kind of out of order here. But sometimes we have some things to do. Okay. So we immediately got a 2 and a 4. Do we split it and say 3? Oh, Minnie also says 4. Alex and Emily, speak now or forever hold your 4. Oh, but Fish did say it. Never mind. I'm fine with 4. A positive 4. I like a positive 4. We're also going to have an ad right now, but that's going to work out perfectly for those who are going to miss out because you've already heard this song that I'm going to show to Minnie. Minnie, get ready for a 1 and 32 seconds that equates to like 7 different songs. Are you ready? Yeah, huh is right. Here you go. Crazy. That one is all over the place. Welcome in, Az. So Minnie, to answer your question, I'm going to tell you what happened in the set list. So that was the 10th track that we heard today overall, which means that it was the 5th song we heard within that set list. at the time, the only spot that was left over was the 5 spot. However, we said that it was okay to be in the 5 spot because in a way, it felt like, honestly, its entirely own thing. Like, in a way, I felt like we heard 4 songs that were in a set list, and then we said, and now, may I direct your attention over here to an entirely brand new show, which is something, absolutely out of left field. But honestly, I think the thing is that at the end of the day, all 5 of those tracks were pretty good. Like, there were a couple that were like, all right, but like all 5 tracks were good. We could have potentially completely redone the entire rankings and moved that one around. But like, just to be clear, just because it by default ended up in the number 5 spot did not mean that we felt like it was a bad 5. Like, hey, wrong thing. Let's start over. Okay, here is track number 1. This is the worst thing I've ever done. No, I'm kidding. Okay, back on track though. Here's song number 12. We still have 1, 2, 3, and 5 open. The artwork for this is for number 4 rather, is so dark. So I do apologize. It's going to look like there's nothing in the 4 spot, but there is. Okay. This is I Don't Want to Go by Lina-Mariah.
Come around, I'll sing a song for you. Grab some dinner and we'll have a drink or two. I'll have a gin, you take tequila like we used to do. Before I was sober, don't wanna fight. I never get sober cause it's time to cry. But I don't think that I'm insane. I'm just in love, which is basically the same. I don't wanna go up, 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 up in smoke. I don't wanna go down, 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 down in flames. I just wanna do like I do. Cause I'm on fire for you. I don't wanna go.
Don't kill me for what I'm about to say. I'm going to say something that's going to sound a little controversial. This is what I think Olivia Rodrigo wishes she sounds like. Like, this is, I think, if you took Olivia Rodrigo and just perfected the couple things that aren't quite there for me on her music, that's what this is. You're kind of crazy for that, but am I wrong? This shit is good. I'm following her right now.
If looks could kill, I know you try. Twisted tongues and lightning strikes. 'Cause you're a bitch and I'm just cruel. But I'm on fire. I don't wanna go up, 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 up in smoke. I don't wanna go down, 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 down in flames. I just wanna do like I do. 'Cause I'm on fire for you. I don't wanna go. Come around, I'll sing a song for you. All I really, really wanna do. Come around, I'll sing a song for you. All I really, really wanna do is do you. 'Cause I'm on fire for
Damn.
you.
Okay. Oops. Don't ignore that. That is kind of a did we just find the song of the summer, but without it being cringe. It's factual. She's 21. What the fuck, dog? That's crazy. That is a lot of talent. Wow. Dude, I hope she puts out a full-length album soon. Cause that I don't want to go, but I do want to listen. Lina, please. The streets are asking for it. Yeah, that's a number 1 spot, and that is not moving. I'm going to call my shot here. I don't think that anything on today's across any of the set lists, nothing is going to top that one. That was a very clear number one. And in fact, I'm not even going to wait till the end of the show to say what songs are we adding into the overall playlist. This one's getting added in immediately. You haven't played Meat Planet yet. Oh no. Oh shoot. Oh gosh. Would you look at the time? We have another song to play. It's Partners in Crime by a very well-known band, Social Distortion. Honestly, they still got it, in my opinion. They've been around since 1988, and I think they're still out there doing the damn thing, man. Like, sometimes you know about a band going for 38 years, and you're kind of like, I don't know, man, maybe it's time to start slowing down. That's still got some quality sound, like, and tone to it. Is it as fast-paced as maybe some of the old stuff? Probably not, but they're still out there doing the thing. These are punks with like a 401k, you know what I mean? And I feel like that's kind of awesome to think about. That solo to me was like, hey, if you're playing Fortnite Festival or Guitar Hero, that's the part where you're hitting that star power and you're playing that shit right there. You know what I mean? Who's going to be the number one player for this in Fortnite Festival? You know, step forward now. Yeah, that solo was great. Like, I do agree. Like, it's not their best track that they've ever put out. But to me, to put out something that still is like well put together, you know, like tone, quality, everything like that, is still like present after, you know, over like nearly 40 years, is kind of like it adds some stuff. I do think it's still like in the 3 category, but like Social Distortion, they've got more than just a distortion pedal though, it seems like. So nicely done. I'm gonna agree with the 3 here. A pleasant listen, exactly. I don't know why, but I thought there was going to be one more like little cha-chunk thing there. Okay. So we've only got 2 songs left. And for the 3rd time tonight, the number 5 slot with 2 songs left is still out there. Which means that so far, every time tonight, we have been hopeful that like the worst is like kind of yet to come. Which is, I don't know if that's actually a good thing or not. But we'll see. Will it be the last song, or will it be this one? This one is My Lennis, I think. It's it's spelled like tennis, but instead of a T, it's an L. My Lennis, my Lennies, my Linus. Who knows? And it's a song called Empire Junkies.
Shipping goods to beat the odds. I think it will be fine. No one knows what's coming now. What will be declined? Just another maniac to control the world. Do we give in to make a pact and just sell our souls? Over lurking in the west.
Like, it's not bad. But based on where we were going with like the build up and very quickly, I was really thinking, although actually weird, this little group vocals kind of doing it. Hang on. No, never mind. I lost it again. Yeah, unfortunately, that was the same thing for me. The vocals aren't bad, but they just weren't as solid as I wanted them to be or needed them to be in that moment. Yeah, I agree. Listen, it's still a formidable presentation or something. But unfortunately, it can't be the number 2. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I do agree. Instrumentally, composition-wise, like this is really got some good stuff happening. But unfortunately, it is going to end up in the number 5 slot.
And they're gonna hate it. Now it's time to put it on the streets. No more giving silence. No more burning violence. Break into the fires as the world is watching from their seats.
I don't think this is going to change our response to this song. But I just was like wondering one little thing about this band and like how this was sort of set up. This band is from Belgium. We've had quite a few like kind of like German and like kind of that area bands in recent days or recent weeks. But this doesn't really give me like Belgium vibes, which I find very interesting. Like sometimes I can tell it in like the voice, like the way they are pronouncing words. If I had never looked that up, I would have never known. That is interesting. What are Belgium vibes? Like a flat tire. Wait, hang on. All of a sudden, I think I just butchered my own joke. Is it fat tire? Sorry. I realized I said that and went, wait a minute. That's not right. Like a fat tire. I do actually really like Fat Tire. Fat Tire it's a good beer. That is a good beer. All right. Up next, that means that by default, number 2. And Peace in the Middle East is, what a good track title this is. This is a song by the band Dummy Head Torpedo, which is a great band name. And the song is Losing My Shit.
It's gonna take a hatchet to open up. What in the world are you now? Don't let it fall apart. The city is colliding out in my window, and I ain't made time to step in to the day. What a boring life you live in. What a boring life you live in. I've been losing my shit slowly. All this got away from me. Don't you let these bastards get you. Those wretched claws will cut right through your brain. I must confess that I have earned my spot here. When the source of all your problems is that war fuck in the mirror who's been hell-bent on raging wild and running on the fumes of your mistakes. Looking for something written by dead men.
I got some bad news for you in terms of that, JJ. Omaha. Omaha. I don't hate it, to be clear. I just think that the intro was really weak for me, and that dropped it down. The second half of this song is better. But the intro just really kind of dragged it down a little too much. I don't know.
Those wretched claws will cut right through your brain.
Yeah, unfortunately the intro is just not quite there for me. I could argue that this could be a 3, maybe. Just as a quick reminder, I'm going to play you what is currently sitting in the number 3 track. It was this one with the... Hard to see. I think I like this at 3 as well. And then real quick, here is track number 5. I will do the first couple seconds of every track in just a moment. Just as a reminder, here is what number 5 is.
Shipping goods to beat the odds. I think it will be fine.
Okay, now, in order, here is the first 2 seconds of every song. Here's track number 1.
Come around and sing a song.
Here's track number 2. Here is track number 3. Here is track number 4. And here's track number 5. That was in the last playlist, JJ. We just went backwards because Minnie wasn't here when we played it the first time. We wanted to make sure that Minnie heard that one. I'll tell you this, though. OB is ending up in the overall playlist, that's for sure. That one's going into the fan favorites. Because that one is just so wild. So I think that this is probably where we end up with this one. Okay. Oh, sorry. I thought you were going like Ote, but then I realized you're Otoboke. 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 Nope. Stop. Accidentally almost went for something that was going to be bad. Let's stop with that one immediately. We're fine with this one. I was just trying to get the cadence down and wow. Yikes. Okay. Before we leave, before we end the show, I think we all would probably agree with putting the Games We Play song in the playlist. What did we think about the Koyo song? The song that we said kind of had a little bit of Wonder Years, right? This. Okay, good. That's what I figured. All right. I think we can skip the Never Alone, the Interrupters and Dead Pioneers because of the spoken word section. People didn't seem to be kind of fucking with that part, you know? We did like the sort of like Offspring era or like early Offspring era song by Belvedere called Crimson. That was this one. I would be for this one. I know Alex would be for this one. What do people think about Get To It by Quicksand? That was this one. All right. Just in case, here's where. That one would be, honestly, that song could easily be both in Tony Hawk and in Madden. That's how I feel. Okay, here was Pretty Ugly by the XCERTS. This was a number 4 track, so it might not be for everyone. Let's see. This was the Scotland band. Kind of, I'm also in the same boat. I just want to make sure there was no one that felt really passionately about the Scotland megaphone band. I mean, I would make sure that everyone felt certain ways about the Scotland band. I mean, they're from Scotland. I don't know what you want from me on that one. It's like Murray McLeod was the name. How about this one? Do you guys want to? You kind of make a decision about the Scotland band. There you go. How's that? I added in some Connie. Not very ska at all. Also, you can't say Macbeth. That's gonna jinx us. Okay. What did we think? I think I may have added this in already by default, but just to be sure, were people okay with adding in Balloon Man Running by Public Opinion? That's this one. And then this is the one where I said, everybody makes fun of me and calls me this. This thing is old. Okay. And then finally, the last track we got to double check on is, okay, Taryn. Taryn, I'm timing it. No kidding. I'm not going to time it, Taryn. That'd be crazy. Taryn loses her shiny little badge there. And then I'm pretty sure this is going to end up in the list because this was a number 1 track, but always want to double check. The Light by the Bouncing Souls. You could just give it back like Christian does to Jen constantly. You know, when you think about it, it's kind of a skill issue, right? Jen loses it all the time. What is she doing? She's gotta stop tempting the fates, you know? She's just always getting banned or something. I would never do that to Taryn. Don't touch my sword. Jen has a sword here now, and I'll never take it away from her. That's how I'm built different. And also just be sure that we're all aware. I think I already mentioned it, but of course the I Don't Want to Go, the Lina-Mariah song did, of course, make it into the playlist. So, okay. Fish, we're still recording for YouTube. Come on now. YouTube, sorry. Maybe I'll blur, maybe I'll censor. Anyway, that is the show. We got all the tracks in. And that is how we're feeling. That was pretty solid. Only a few tracks that we weren't really messing with this week. So that's a successful That All New Punk. Thank you for tuning in. And as always, be kind to yourself, be excellent to one another. And I'll see you on the next one.